Today we are going to talk about equivalent ratios. Now we are going to focus on 3 different ways to find equivalent ratios. And today we are going to find them by using tape diagrams. So by the end of class today, you will be able to use to find equivalent ratios using tape diagrams. All right, so equivalent ratios, let's review what they are. Equivalent ratios are 2 ratios that show the same relationship. How do we find them? Well, we multiply or divide each part of the ratio by the same number. So this is similar to finding equivalent fractions. I must multiply or divide my fraction by the same thing in both the numerator and denominator. Same thing for equivalent ratios. I need to multiply or divide this by the same number to both parts of my ratio. Like I said, we are going to use tape diagrams today to find our equivalent ratios. So there's 2 types of problems that we're going to focus on, and one is where we have one part and we need to find the other part. You'll recall that we can have either part-to-part ratios or part-to-whole ratios. So this is helping us find right now, we're given one part and we're finding the other part. Okay, so it says for every 3 hours you tutor, your friend tutors for 1 hour. You tutor for a total of 12 hours. How many hours does your friend tutor? So you are comparing the amount of hours you tutor to the amount of hours your friend tutors. Okay, so I'm going to write me and my friend off to the side like this. Okay, so we're going to use a tape diagram, and a tape diagram looks like a bar, kind of like a piece of tape. So I will have 3 sections in my tape diagram because I am tutoring 3 hours. Now, when I draw my friend's tape diagram, I want to make sure that I start at the same spot and that my each piece matches or is very close to matching in my diagram. Okay, so this is more of a visual way to see the equivalent ratios. I tutor 3 hours for every 1 hour my friend tutors. Now, it says that I tutor a total of 12 hours. Okay, so this all combined is going to be 12. All combined, I tutor 12 hours. So my next step is to see how 12 can fit into my hours. So I have 3 parts. So I would divide 12 by 3. That equals 4. So each part is 4, including my friends. So now I have minus 12. So if my friend tutors 1 hour for every 3 hours I tutor, we have 4 times how many hours? 1. 4 times 1 part gets me 4. So my answer is my friend tutors 4 hours. So these are equivalent ratios. Well, our first one was 3 to 1. And now when I have 12 hours, the equivalent ratio is 12 to 4. Let's try another example here. So it says for every 4 parts of blue paint, you need 3 parts of white paint. It is very important that we keep our ratios the same with painting. Otherwise, our color will shift. If I need a total of 18 parts white paint to paint a room, how many parts blue will I need? So I'm comparing blue parts to white parts. Okay, so over here, I'm going to start by labeling blue to white. I make my diagram so each part is measured just about the same. Blue gets 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 3 parts white. So again, I want to keep them as close to the same size so I can visually see a little better. It says I need a total of 18 white parts. So all together, this will be 18. There are 3 parts, so 18 divided by 3 will get me 6. Therefore, 6 goes into every box. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. So now I multiply. There are 4 parts of 6 each. So 6 times 4 gets me 24. That means if I have 18 parts white paint, I will have 24 blue parts are needed. My equivalent ratios, so parts blue to white was 4 to 3. And then once I have 18 parts white, I will have 24 parts blue. So my equivalent ratios are 4 to 3 and 24 to 18. Now, this is one type of problem. I was given one part and I needed to find the other part. The next kind of problem that I have, I'm given the total instead. Okay, so for example, it says for every 5 hours you tutor, your friend tutors 3 hours. So I'm comparing hours I tutor to hours my friend tutors. Together, we tutor 24 hours. So how does this look different? Well, I start again, me, my friend, and I start off the same way. I label, now I draw my diagram. I get 5 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, while my friend gets 3. Now the difference is I don't know how many total I tutor or how many my friend tutors. Instead, combined, we tutor 24. So those 24 hours have to get evenly divided into our boxes. Well, I have 5 here and 3 here, so I have a total of 8. So it will be 24 divided by 8, which gets me 3. 3 goes in each of my boxes. Now, how many hours does my friend tutor? Well, my friend has 3 parts of 3. So therefore, my friend tutors 9 hours. So here I was given the total and needed to spread it out to find one or both parts. We've got one more just like that to do together. It says for every 3 parts of yellow paint, you need 2 parts red paint. So I'm comparing yellow paint to red paint. Okay, so I start off and I just go ahead and label and red. How will I set up my tape diagrams here? Well, my yellow gets 3 parts, while my red gets 2. Now it says I need a total of 25 paint parts. I show that like this. Now I'm going to have you pause the video. It says, how many red paint parts do you need? I want you to go ahead and finish up this diagram and tell me how many red paint parts do you need? Well, here I've got 25 total, and that's being split into 5 parts. 25 divided by 5 equals 5. If each of these is 5, and I want to know how many red parts I need, I would say I have 2 of 5 each for a total of 10 red parts.